So this is part 19 of our walk through the book of Jasher. We are starting in chapter 80. It is 91 chapters, so we're almost done. And as I tell you every time, this is non-canonized. And although the book of Jasher is referenced in Joshua 10:13 and 2 Samuel 1:18, there are some scholars who say that this is not the book of Jasher in the scriptures, even though it is promised to be faithfully translated. And if that is true, then we haven't found it yet or it did not survive. All right, so let's start here in chapter 80. So it's been 2 years of slavery. So the Lord is sending Moses to Pharaoh, and it's going to talk about the plagues. And holy moly, the plagues are far worse than you ever thought, if any of this is true. All right, so it talks about the water turning to blood. Then it goes into the frogs. This is so disturbing. So there's so many frogs. It says that even when they drank water, that water that was in their bellies would be filled with frogs because there were so many. And when they sweated, they perspired frogs. It's so disturbing. The lice was 2 cubits in height, which is about 36 inches. So that's 3 feet of lice. It's so disturbing. So there are these beasts that are sent to destroy the trees, the men, the beasts. There's fiery serpents, scorpions, mice, weasels, toads, other dust-creeping things, flies, hornets, fleas, bugs, gnats, reptiles, winged animals. And it says that the flies and the fleas were in their eyes and ears. I'm so disturbed by this. So the hornets came, so people hid and locked their doors. And then it says that there was something named Salanuth in the sea. So the Lord has it go out of the sea, and it has long arms that are 10 cubits in length, which is 180 inches. And this thing went upon the roofs and uncovered the rafters, stretched forth its long arms, and removed the locks. This is so disturbing. So then in came a swarm of animals. So then we see that the horses, asses, camels, oxen, sheep, they're all dead, except for Israel and Goshen's cattle. They did not die. And then it speaks about the severe itch, a burning, and it says an inflammation from head to toe. There are boils and their flesh wastes away. There's hail. It says every green herb became dry and perished because there was fire amidst the hail. So then locusts come to eat whatever is left that the hail did not get. But of course, they're starving. The Egyptians are starving. So they begin to salt the locusts for food. So the Lord then sends a wind to blow all the locusts into the Red Sea. And then there's darkness. And it says that whatever was happening, whatever you were doing when the darkness came, that's what happened to you for 3 days. So if you were standing, you stood for 3 days. If you were sitting, you sat for 3 days. So then it says the darkness is over. It's now Passover, and the firstborn will die. As you know that story, it says for people whose firstborn that had previously passed away, that the dogs dug up the bones. So Bathia, remember, she is Moses' adopted mom. She's Pharaoh's daughter. She goes to find Moses and Aaron, and she was not affected by the plagues. So that's part of the discussion. And then Pharaoh goes to see Moses and Aaron and says, go take your ox and your sheep. Pray for me, he says, to their God. So then the Israelites ask for gold, silver, and they take the coffin of Joseph with them. Okay, so it took all of that to get through chapter 80. I'm not going to start 81 for time purposes because I cannot narrate that chapter for you in time. So in our next walk through the book of Jasher, we will pick up in chapter 81. Armor up, we ride at dawn. May God bless you as always. Have a great day.